So the software quality testing, this basically is divided into 5 modules. You can just see Introduction to QA Software Testing. This course is somehow divided like it starts from the basic to advanced. Software testing is basically divided into 2 types, manual testing and automation testing. For manual testing, you do not require any programming knowledge. It's just the functionality which you need to test it manually. For automation, you require some knowledge of programming. There are few job openings outside where you just find openings for manual testing and automation is not required. So if you do not have much knowledge in automation, you can always get into manual testing. But to get into manual testing as well, you require the basic knowledge what manual testing is, what are the different types of manual testing which we will be doing. There are different types like gray box, black box. So based on that, even manual testing is subcategorized. But one thing to note here is you do not require any programming knowledge skill. It's just a mind game. So you have to be very attentive, and then once you are that, you know the software quite well, whichever company you work for, you can anytime get into manual testing. And there's one more thing called automation testing. So this automation testing is basically you need to code. You must be knowing basics of core Java. If you are looking for Java, there are different types of scripting language: Perl, Ruby, JavaScript, Python. So mostly we use JavaScript, core Java, and there are different types of tools available also, like Selenium IDE. It's a record and playback tool, so it automatically gives you the code. So there's no need to write a program. There's something called Selenium WebDriver, Selenium RC. There are another paid tool. These are the open source tools. You even have paid tools like QTP, UFT. Yeah, we'll go in depth in the later classes. This is just a basic overview I'm giving what you get to know in software testing, what it is and what types of testing are there. So in module 1, I'll just give us brief introduction of QA. What is software testing? What is QA? What is QC? What are the differences between them? What is verification? What is validation? And such things. Module 2 will be purely what IT in IT people IT what process do we follow for software development, and its quality center standards would be discussed. And the third one, as I said, testing concepts and manual testing. This is the main chapter for manual testing because it covers different types of testings which are available, like white box testing, black box testing, gray box testing, performance testing, stress testing, volume testing, load testing, acceptance testing, and so on. This material is prepared such that you can go and attend the interview by just reading these documents, because basics everything would be covered, and whatever the interviewer would ask might ask from this as well. So if you would concentrate on this training, it is basically a job oriented training as well. So it's just that all the materials will be shared. You just have to concentrate on what is being taught. That's it. Um, okay, so module 4 is requirement configuration management. It is basically different management who are getting involved in this stage is being captured in this module, and how the testing process further carries on, and it even carry on how defect life cycle work. What is a bug, what is issue, what is, yeah, everything would be covered in module 4. And last and not the least, it's testing tools and automation, which is high in market right now. So I would show how Eclipse has to be installed, how you need to code your how you need to code, and how the different open source tools or the paid tools which are available in market has to be installed, and how could you link your code and run across the browsers or web application, and how do you see the results. So everything would be included here. Um, if anyone has any doubt, please let me know.
Hello.
Yeah, Yashoda.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, this last one, module 5, you are saying that different types of tools will be used. When each tool will be explained by you how to install and use it, right?
There are thousands of tools available, open source. So
Mm-hmm.
whichever is running in the market right now. For example, paid tools we cannot install. I cannot install and show because it has to be paid. For example,
Yeah.
QTP, UFT, whatever QFTP or UFT, it's a paid tool. I can just
Okay.
show you how it works. But tool like
Mm.
Selenium, which is an open source,
Mm.
you would have heard, that I would be able
Mm.
to show you and demonstrate.
Okay. Only Selenium, or you are going to show any other automation tool?
You have even Auto IT.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I mean, you are going to explain about that also,
yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. I'll be explaining about everything, all the
Okay.
tools, but whichever is an open source, I would give it, I would install and I'll show you how it would be working.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyone else have any questions? Hi Imran, I think you have joined now.
Yes, hello.
Hi, can you just give us a brief introduction about yourself?
All right, my name is Imran Khan, and I used to work in IT many years ago, but for the past 10 years or so, I've been working outside the IT field, and I want to uh,
Get back to IT.
begin my career again from a fresh start,
Okay.
and by some friends that quality assurance testing.
Okay. Imran, your voice is not clear.
Is a good way to get back into the field, to get one's foot back in the door.
Okay, cool.
And
So did you miss out anything?
my background, I was a database administrator
Okay.
with SQL Server and
I think you're having some problem with your internet. Imran, your voice is getting disconnected again and again. Anyways, I'll continue my class. Anyone else have any question about the modules which I've asked, which I've covered as of now? Ritul, Robin,
Uh,
Martin?
None, all good.
Okay.
oh, I'm good too.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good, all good.
Okay. So let us start with what is software testing. Um, Anyone has any idea about it? Yashoda?
No. I don't have any idea.
Karen?
Yeah, it's all about finding bugs, errors in the software before it goes to the client for use.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. Anyone else? Robin?
Okay, okay, sorry, I have a question. You know all this notes that is coming up on the screen right now, um, would it be available to take the printout later on after the class, or?
Yeah, all these will be shared with you. I will show you it on a knowledge-based database. So all these PDFs, PPTs, and the recorded sessions will be shared with you guys.
Okay, perfect.
This is a lifetime access you would be getting anytime, whenever it is required. You can go back and see, get all the details.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Yeah, cool. Anyone else? Anything to add on? What is software testing? Robin, Sasha? Okay. So, software testing is nothing but it is used to identify the completeness of a software. What do you mean completeness and correctness? These and all sounds very weird, right? So for example, what software testing is supposed to do is whatever the application is given to you for testing, you should make sure that the requirement matches with the client. For example, you can consider online banking system. When you log in with the correct username and password, you are supposed to log into the home page, right? And if you give a wrong password and correct username, you should not be able to log in. This is what a software is not supposed to do. Prior to 2000, April 2000, there was never a team called software testing team. It was just the developers who used to develop and just do a unit testing and release the software into the market. And they incurred a huge loss because there are few things which they will not be able to capture. They would feel that it is correct, but with the respect to testing perspective, it would not be right. There are positive test cases and negative test cases. I will discuss what test case is in the future classes. I'm just giving a brief introduction here now. So when it is, for example, the example which I took right now, online banking, if you give a wrong password, the software is not supposed to go to a login page, right? It should not go to your home page. If you give a right username and right password, you're supposed to go to the home page. I'm just giving an example. This is the main example. So your test cases should be both positive and negative while doing a testing. Basically, software testing is a planned process that is used to identify the correctness. If whatever you are doing is correct with respect to the requirement, completeness, and the quality of software, whatever you have thought is perfect. That is called software testing. Before it goes to the market, you should assure as a tester. Now, for example, you guys are tester. You should assume that whatever you are doing as a tester should be right. There should nothing be like whatever the accepted result is, you have to deliver it. For example, here the accepted result for my example was username and password should be right. Then only you are supposed to go to the home page. If it is wrong, the user has to be thrown an error saying that the password is wrong. It would be developed in such way. So it's up to the tester how what type of testing is carried out, and if there is any bug or any defect, it has to be told before it goes to the release. So software testing is a planned process that is used to identify the correctness, completeness, and with respect to the security, the software is perfect. Generally, to demonstrate software is doing what is supposed to do, as well as software is not doing what is not supposed to do. So what is it supposed to do in my example? It is supposed to log in. And what is it not supposed to do? It should throw an error when a wrong username or a wrong password is typed in. Clear?
Yes, it's clear.
Yes, it's clear.
Okay.
Yep.
So as I told, prior to 2000, there was never a testing team. Why did the testing team came into picture? So for example, you have developed a software of say 1 million, and the developer has developed, everything is done, and the code is freezed and it is being released. As a developer, you would never feel your code is wrong. You would feel it is working perfect. But when other person comes into the picture and points out your mistake, then itself the developer usually come to know, okay, this is what was missing. This is what was wrong. Initially they used to incur a lot of losses because there was no testing team. After the software got released, they would come to know, oh shit, this piece of bug has been missed, and again they had to rebuild, and there used to be a lot of cost incurred. That was the only reason why testing came into picture, and everyone thought of, okay, let's start a testing team, which would obviously, whatever the inconsistency or whichever the bug was there, it would be identified priorly, and because of that, there would not be a huge loss. That was the only reason why testing came into picture. Anyone has any doubts?
No.
It's clear.
Okay. Okay, let's talk about what quality assurance is. Now, while applying for jobs or anything, you will know there's an opening for QA, usually, or a software testing. Let me tell you what the difference is. QA is basically a planned and systematic way to evaluate the quality of the process. Okay, so what it is it is actually a process used to identify the guidelines, standards, procedures. For example, these terms would be too big for you guys. You will have a stand-up meeting, like meetings, reviews, procedures. In software testing, I'll tell you the difference first. In software testing, you will be testing the software, but in quality assurance, you are actually evaluating the quality of the process. You are not testing. You'll be having meetings, whether the product meeting with customers, meeting with your management. It's just meeting and making sure the quality of the process used to produce a quality product. It's not that you are going to test. In software testing, you will be actually installing the software and testing. So basically, quality assurance is the process used to identify the standards, the procedures, the process which is going to be followed in the testing software while testing the software. You'll be having review meetings, meetings with the higher management, meeting with the customers, and so on. So got it right? Quality software testing, you'll be actually testing the software. But in quality assurance, you will not be testing the software. It's just the quality of the process which is used would be tested. Okay? Understood?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So this is the major difference between what software testing is and what quality assurance is. Anyone has any doubt?
No?
No.
Okay. So most of you, I guess Yashoda also had a question. Is testing a technical role? Do we need technical knowledge? I think most of you do not have any knowledge on software testing. Few of them do have, but yeah, few of them are freshers. Few of them have never worked in software testing. So let me clear out whether is testing a technical role or not. As I said software testing can be majorly defined into manual testing and automation testing, right?
Yeah.
So what manual testing is? Uh, do we require the knowledge of code? No, we do not require
No.
the knowledge of code. It's just um, technical knowledge is not required for manual testing. The main focus would be to perform the functional testing from a user's perspective. So basically, for manual testing, if you have a good communication skills, uh, good grasping power, good leadership qualities, and you should have mainly judgmental and analytical skills. What do you mean by judgmental and analytical skills? You should be knowing, okay, this software is supposed to do this only. You should be well versed with the software. You should not be doing the other thing. This is the right one. Then itself, that is something called analytical. You should be having that judgmental power. If someone comes from outside and says, no, your software is not supposed to do this, you should be so strong enough. You should have a good communication skill, and you should make sure, okay, this software is supposed to do this itself. So you should have a very good grasping of your current software, what you are working on. That's all is needed for software testing, manual testing. So, and for automation testing, you need technical skill. For example, you should have the ability to write the code, good understanding of system and application architecture, which is required in manual testing also, and knowledge of database, because few applications would be on database, backend would be the database. So you should be having good knowledge of databases as well. So automation obviously requires the ability to write code. Not like development, you require, like for example, you require both advanced Java, core Java, J2EE. For testing purpose, only core Java would suffice. So automation do require to write the code, and this is very hot in market as well. So did you get the difference between what manual testing is and what automation testing is?
Yes. Yeah.
Um, um, Robin, can you tell me the difference?
Yeah. Uh, I have one question regarding the automation testing. You said like in most few tools like Selenium, RC, and others, we require JavaScript or Java coding.
Yeah.
But is there any like particular other tools like in the market we have few tools which doesn't require code, but still those considered as automation testing?
Yeah. In Selenium itself, you have Selenium IDE, which is just
Okay.
record and playback. Uh, so what your no knowledge of coding is required. You just need to go record. Just press a button called record and record your whatever for example, you are logging in username. You just need to click record. It will capture all the things whatever you are doing. Okay.
Okay.
Whatever you are doing, it will record, and you need to just save it. Whenever required, you need to just give a play. There will be some option called playback. Okay.
Okay.
When you click on that playback button, whatever the activities which you have done, it will start automatically doing it.
Okay.
So it depends from company to company which they would prefer. Some would want only they would want people to code, because their software would be so complicated that these tools, whichever is available online, would not be able to capture it. There
Right.
will be some limitations. So for those things, you need to write the code. Else, you can have this ID. Even in QTP, you have this record and playback, UFT and QTP.
Okay.
Right. So
But sorry to interrupt you, but like currently in the market, so we work on QTP kind of where we have these options, or we mostly have the like Selenium.
QTP also has record and playback. Selenium also has a record and playback. Selenium is basically divided into four types: Selenium IDE,
Okay.
Selenium RC, Selenium WebDriver, and Selenium Grid. The RC is outdated right now. Selenium ID and Selenium WebDriver.
Okay.
These two things are hot in market. So there are few applications which require a coding language. For example, there will be some complicated application which the ID or the QTP or UFT, whichever the online tool is available, would not be able to do it. Only that time
Okay.
the coding thing comes into picture. And most of the company, they would prefer their own codes as well. It depends from one company to another company. But yeah,
Okay.
there will be some disadvantage over the record and playback and whatever we
Okay.
write the code.
All right.
Hi Vaidehi, I think you just joined now.
Yeah, this Pooja, 1 minute.
Yeah, I've joined.
Oh, hi Imran, you're back.
This is Imran.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry, I solved the problem, but I'm back now.
Okay. Is it clear? Was it clear for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, regarding
Yes,
the
I hear you clearly. I hope you can hear me.
Yeah, now I can hear you, Imran.
Yeah, regarding
Okay,
the
very good.
testing, automation testing tools,
Yeah.
you said Selenium, QTP, and other. So some companies are going to provide their own testing tools. I mean, like automation tools, and we have to get the knowledge of them.
Yes, yes. So it depends from which company you are working to. Some company would be using an open source tool like Selenium. Some company would be using a paid tool. See, there is an advantage and disadvantage as well. For example, Selenium only supports web-based application. When it comes to QTP, which is a paid one, it supports even the Windows-based application for testing. Okay. So, and web browser based. QTP supports both. And some company would be having some other requirement. Based on the requirement, it differs which type of tool they have been using. And you need to get to know what are they using and start looking. But if you have a idea of how it works, what is the coding language, if you have this basic idea, it would be very easy for you whenever you move on to another company to adopt their tools.
Yeah.
Okay, Yashoda? Clear?
Yeah. And the Selenium and QTP, you are going to show us the basics, or you are going to go into the depth and teach us?
I will teach you.
I mean, pardon me?
I'll teach you in depth.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Anyone has any other questions?
See, basically, Pooja, sorry to interrupt again. I don't have any coding knowledge at all.
Okay.
So what you are saying is core Java and all. Does it need really coding, or it's okay if we don't have much of coding? Or will I be able to? This is my doubt, is that will I be able to learn this coding?
Yeah, see,
Because there is
continue.
there is coding required, you said. I mean, I just heard you saying manual, there is no need.
Yeah.
Manual, okay. When you said manual, I said, okay, fine, manual is okay for me.
Yeah.
But next sentence you are saying that this testing of automation needs coding, little bit of coding. I mean, the person who has zero knowledge about coding, will he or she will be able to catch up with this coding type of what you are trying to explain?
Why not? Everyone, you will be able to. We will guide you in all aspects. Because
Okay.
there are people with even civil background. They do not have any knowledge of coding. They are working as developers. So testing is obviously, you do not require so much of knowledge. It's just that little bit of dedication towards it would make you can obviously move on to automation as well. So,
Okay.
so for software testing, basic is manual testing, and then comes automation testing. So we will obviously guide you with it, and we'll make sure that you are up to it.
And I think manual will help a bit for continuing for automation.
Yes, yes. So without a manual, you cannot jump into automation. Obviously, you need to know manual.
Yeah. That's what my doubt.
Outside the market, there are many openings as well, only for pure manual testing. And after, and obviously you are learning over here, you can start doing automation as well, which would add your skill value.
Okay. Thank you, Pooja. Okay.
Thank you.
You can go ahead.
Yeah. Anyone else has any question? Vaidehi, Rutul, Shasha, Robin.
Yeah, basically I had the same thing that Yashoda asked, that basically a person who is without the IT background at all, would they be able to catch up with this basic knowledge of the coding and all that in the automation? Because as you said, it's hot in the market, the automation thing.
Yes.
So, that's what the question was. Would we be able to catch it up?
Yes, because I'll make sure that I start from basic and then go to advanced. I'll be giving you some kind of assignments as well, so that you are up to the speed, and we'll make sure that we'll guide you in all the aspects. Basically, if anything you are going down, we'll always be there to guide you.
Okay.
So it's nothing that there are people with no experience at all, mechanical, civil background. They are working as developers. They are the motivation for us, right? It's okay. If you do not have it, software testing doesn't require that much of coding as well. If you just have basics of core Java knowledge, you will be able to do it.
Okay.
Sounds good?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Anyone else? Anything? Okay. So you cannot actually jump into automation directly, but before jumping into it, you should know different types of manual testing. What are the different types? Because initially, manual testing knowledge is must
Mm.
because you
Okay.
cannot directly go into automation.
Right.
Know what an application does, what it is not supposed to do, and then you get into automation, right? There are few companies
Mm-hmm.
who just do only manual testing, and now they are getting into automation based on if the application is very new. If it is a startup company, for example, they cannot directly get into automation testing. They would be doing first initially manual testing, see how it works for some around few years, and then they would get, if the product gets stabilized, then only you can do automation. There's no point doing an automation testing if the product itself is not stabilized, right?
Right.
Because if it keeps changing, even our code will keep changing. So it doesn't make any sense to do automation testing if the product itself is not stabilized. Okay?
Yep.
Okay. Karen, Imran, Marcin, any questions?
None,
No
all
question.
good.
Okay.
No questions.
Thanks. So let's continue further. This is you would have heard many times: project, product, project, product. So there's a difference between what project is and what product is. Uh, Project is developed based on customer requirements and its usage. It is only for one particular customer. This project is being developed based on its requirement. So one customer, one project. And what is product? Product is developed on company specification for multiple customers. If there are more than one or two or three multiple customers, then product come into picture. Project is only for particular customer and only for one particular customer and its requirement. So in project life cycle, as told, you will have first you need requirements which comes from that particular customer. Okay, this is the requirement. This would be the requirement and I want the output as this. So the first stage of project life cycle would be requirement stage. Then after requirement, what are we supposed to do? We will have a planning meeting, okay, with everyone, developers, testers, everything. See, this is the project customer requirement. Now we need to plan and execute it. So we'll have a group of meeting saying, okay, this is the requirement. Let's have a meeting, how we would proceed, and we would define which software lifecycle we will be handling. These different types of software lifecycle will be taken in the future further classes. This is just a brief introduction class. Okay, what is the procedure? Which developers will sit together and see, okay, which programming language are we supposed to code in? Because there are different languages, Java, .NET, C#. Based on it, they would come up with the solution. And in the sideways, even the testers would be they'll start writing the test cases. Okay, this is the requirement, this is the phase. Okay, let's come up with the test bed. I'll explain you all these keywords or concepts later in the class. But for now, you just listen to it, what it is actually. So testers come into picture. They'll create their own test bed. They'll write their test cases. They'll create their own test plans and they'll execute it. Once the code is ready, they'll start executing it. After the execution, they'll have monitoring and controlling thing, which make sure, okay, this is working as expected from the customers, and okay, it's good to go for the release cycle. So there are different methodologies. For example, right now, currently, Agile is hot in market. Before it was SDLC, a model was a waterfall model, but now it is Agile. I'll explain you all these terms later in the class. This is just the brief thing which I'm giving currently. So this is project life cycle. So it has different phases like planning, initiation, first phase, that is customer requirement. Then you have to plan it. Okay, what are we supposed to do it? Then we have to execute it. Whatever we have planned, we need to execute it with respect to keeping customer in mind. Okay, this is what their requirement is. Then we'll be controlling it and then closing it. This is the project life cycle. So a project is developed based on customer requirements and his usage only. That is, we keep only one particular customer in mind and we do it. Product is for multiple customers. Okay, so what do you mean by product life cycle? Okay, currently, okay, Hadoop, big data, everything is hot in market. Let's start doing our product in this. So product life cycle is basically market, whatever the basic trend is going in market, whatever the market growth is, it will be focused on multiple customers. So this is called as product life cycle. Got the difference between project and product life cycle?
Yes.
Okay. Any questions on this?
No.
Okay. Yeah, Robin. No questions? Shall I move further?
Yep.
Yeah.
So in case in interview they ask you what is project and what is product, you should be knowing this basic definition. They'll not be asking in depth because this is the basics. They would assume that you will all know. So it will just be what is project, what is product. Just give me the difference. So you need to just tell project is for per customer basis and product is for multiple customers. That's it. Okay. Okay, you would have heard what quality assurance, quality control, there are different types of keywords. What is this? Can you just give me what I had covered in the first slide, quality assurance? Can anyone give me the definition?
Yes, in quality assurance, we do check the quality of the software, but we don't actually test the software.
Okay.
But in the software testing, we actually do check the software according to the requirement of the user.
Yeah, right. Correct. Okay, so as you told, software quality assurance is the function of testing the quality of software that assures the standards, the processes, procedures are appropriate for the project and are currently implementation. Basically, quality assurance is for the implementation. And in quality control, it's a set of activities for ensuring the quality in the product. The goal is here, when you do a software testing, the goal is to identify the defects after the product is developed and before it goes for a release. So quality control is basically a set of activities. Okay, this is what I have, you will have your test case. Okay, this is what I'm supposed to do. I've executed it. Okay, there is a bug, log the bug. So there is a set of activities which you need to perform around while doing a software testing. It's not just testing the application. You will have to identify, there will be so many defects. You need to identify it. And after identifying it, you need to log those issues or bugs. And these things have to be done before it is gone for the release. And once the product is developed, the tester would be given the software. Okay, the tester is given a software. Now what is software testing? You need to install the software and test it. Quality control comes into picture for ensuring the quality in the product. So the goal would be identify the defects before it goes to the customer. And in case, one more thing, the software is never 100% bug free. You will have bugs for sure. At least 10% bugs would be there. So and it would not be, in the current cycle, it cannot be implemented. For example, there is some new feature, okay, this has to come into picture. You will not be able to implement. So there will be something called release document, okay. For every software, there will be something called release document. Every software will have a release document. Any software you take in market, it will have a release document. So in that release document, you will tell, okay, these are the bugs which would be implemented in the further release. Okay. For example, you have some Android phone or an iPhone, and there is some bug like you are not able to import your contacts. You as a tester, you know yourself that this is the bug which is not going to happen. So what would you do? Okay, before any customer logging an issue, you would be logging an issue, and the planning team would sit together and say, oh shit, the timeline is high, we cannot deliver this, so let this go on as a release in the release note, saying that this would be done in the future releases. So whatever the bug which cannot be handled in this release would go for the future release, and which would be mentioned in the release notes. Got it?
It's like saying the defects, so and so defects are here now, but in the next release these defects will be cured.
Yeah, there will be some defects which will be cured in this release itself, current release, but there will be something which requires around 15 days of manual efforts. Okay, and they do not have that much of time to be given to them. So what they would do is they would put that in as a release note and they would take care in the next version. Got it, Yashoda?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there is a time for release also, when the time will be given.
Yeah, there will be time. So when you do a planning, right? Everyone sit together and customer would want the software in this timeline itself. The date would be finalized. Okay. So within that period of time, you have to give a release.
Yeah.
So based on the timelines, you have to give it.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyone else has any questions?
No.
Okay. Is it understandable? Easy?
Yeah. You're explaining very nicely. Thank you, Pooja. I appreciate that.
Thank you. If you have any doubts anytime, you can get back to me and I'll make sure it's clear for you guys.
Yeah, I'm saying this because, I'm new. I'm totally new, and a person who is new is able to understand means that credit goes to the person who is explaining. That's why.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
So you understood what quality assurance and quality control is. See, this is basically first class, okay? I'm not going to get into deep. You should first understand what basic is. Slowly we'll improve, next level we would go for. But basic you should be always very clear, because in interview they would only ask, they'll focus on your basics. They would not directly jump into advanced level. And this course is to make sure that you all get placed in a good company, whatever you want to wish for. So it has been, the training material is even defined in such a way that you can anytime go through it and go for an interview. And you also have mock interviews which we would be giving you, so that you get well prepared for your interview. Before you go for interview, there will be mock interview so that you can take it and you are confident about yourself. Okay, I can do it. That thing should be there, right? Before you go for the interview. And we will even help you with resume preparations, because resume is a crucial part for job search. Even that would be taken care. Okay guys, I'll move further. Good to go?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes, ready.
Okay. So what is the difference between QC and QA? QC is quality control and QA is quality assurance. So QC is basically product. The whole product you will be testing. You will be finding defects. You will be doing all sort of QA activities. And QA is basically process oriented. As I told you, it's basically process. You'll have meetings, procedures, review meetings. And even you'll say, okay, this you have in QC you have find a bug. How it can be prevented would come into picture in QA. As I told you in the last slide, that is only the major difference between QC and QA. Okay, you would even have heard what verification, validation. Oh, so confusing, right? Verification, validation. Okay, basic term. What verification is? It's actually just verifying document. There will be thousands of documents. There will be design. There will be a code. So basically verification is a static practice of verifying documents. It's a human intervention, like human would be doing it based on checking the documents, checking the files, inspection, reviews, walkthroughs. This is verification. There's nothing like executing the code and all. It's just verifying. Okay. The simple terminology, verification is used for verifying what? Documents. Verifying what? Documents. Design. Whatever the code is. This is verification. It actually doesn't require any execution of the code. It's just based on the documents and files. So if someone asks you what is verification, you just tell it's used for verifying what? Documents, designs, code. It doesn't involve executing the code. It is only based on human is checking it, verifying it. How can you verify? It's basically human is involved, right? Human is used. Based on that, you will be verifying the documents and files. So walkthroughs, what is walkthrough? Every day you come in, you see, okay, this is the design, this is the document. Okay, you just walk through it. You are not doing anything, just verifying the documents. That's it. Okay, it's a static practice. Validation. Validation. What is validation? The term itself tells you. You have to validate. What you have to validate? Obviously, the product. Verifying document, validating the product. This involves executing the code. Why does this involve executing the code? So validation. Validation is validating. What? Code. For validating the code, obviously it has to execute, right? It's a computer-based execution of program. So as I told you, the validation involves different types of manual testing, like black box testing, gray box testing, white box testing, etc. So black box testing, okay, there's the one question which there is always asked, what is black box testing and what is white box testing? Tell me the difference. Black box testing, it does not require the knowledge of code. It's just the testing, the functionality. Okay, this software is supposed to do this, this software is supposed to do this. Okay, that's it. White box testing, you need to get into the code and see the flow. Usually white box testing is not performed, only black box testing is performed by a manual tester. White box is usually done by developer itself. Okay, so you need to know the difference between white box testing and black box testing. In future classes, I'll cover in depth, but for now, you just need to know the difference between verification and validation. Verification, it's a static practice for verifying what? Documents, design, whatever the design is finalized, code programs. That's it. Validation, it's a dynamic code mechanism. You need can you mute yourself, Ritul?
Sorry?
I think there was background sound. Can you mute yourself?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So validation is for validating the code, executing the code. So it involves execution of program. Verification just involves reviewing the data, documents, design. Got the difference?
Yep.
Okay. Can any one of you explain me? I think Sasha, I have not heard anything from you. Are you there? Marcin?
It's clear for me.
Yeah. Can you tell me the difference between verification and validation? Marcin?
What's the difference? Verification is like checking document, design, code, and program.
Yeah.
Validation is testing this product that works correct.
Yes. So in verification, there is no involvement of executing the code. In validation, it has to, always has to execute the code. That's the basic difference. Okay? Clear? Everyone clear?
That's
Yes.
Good to go?
Pooja, I have a question.
Sure, Vaidehi, come.
What is gray box testing?
Okay, it's a mixture of,
I've heard, but Yeah, I heard about black box and white box, but I never heard about gray box testing.
It's a mixture of white box and black box testing. See, this
Okay.
there are around 15 types of testings, 15 to 20 types.
Okay.
All these testing will
Okay.
be covered in the further classes. I'll give you the brief,
Okay.
I'll explain you with examples what is black box, what is gray box, what is white box, so that it would be clear enough
Okay.
to go into next. But for now, you can think that gray box is a mixture of white box and black box testing.
Okay, fine.
Okay?
Means we need to check the code too, and
Functionality.
then the testing without code too, right? Both things.
Functionality testing as well. And structural testing.
Okay.
Okay?
I
Okay.
have one question.
Yeah?
Yeah, like in verification, as we said, like we have to verify the documents or design,
Yeah.
but without executing the code, how we can verify?
Okay. So in the planning phase, you would be getting your customer requirement data.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
once you get that, that is something which you need to verify. Okay, this software is supposed to do this.
Okay.
Got it? So this you will
Uh,
be verifying the document. And before, for example, before getting into a code, you need to even come up with the design of how the software would be working.
yes.
Right? So this would be the first stage. First stage would be verifying. Okay, this is the customer requirement. You have got the customer requirement. Now you have to come up with design. Okay, this is the design of this particular software. You'll be verifying
Yes.
it. Then you will come up.
Yes.
Okay, I want this language. For example, I want C# to be implemented for this current project.
Yeah.
So you'll be coming with this project. Okay.
Okay.
That is called verification. The initial stage after you get the customer requirement is verification.
Okay.
And
So
validation.
actually, so we are documenting how we are going to design our software and
Yeah,
verification.
yeah. Actually, verification is for developer purpose. Okay, they would be verifying
Okay.
the document. They would be designing it. Okay, this software is supposed to do this according to the customer
Yes.
requirement, right?
Yes.
And they will be coding the program.
Okay.
Validation is us, testers. Testers are supposed to do it.
Okay.
So validating whatever the program has been written by them, we need to validate based on different methods.
Okay.
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 Did
Yeah.
you understand the difference, or do you want me to give further examples?
No, no. I just want to know like how we can verify the code. Just that nothing
Okay.
else.
So the code would be not, we
So,
would not be doing it. It's basically a developer's job, right? We would be testing
Okay.
it. Okay.
Okay.
Whatever it is done with respect to customer requirement, okay, it is working fine. Okay, it's working fine. If it is working fine, we would be not logging any. If it is not working fine, we would be logging a bug. I'll tell you what bug.
Okay.
It's like if you have some defect in your software, we would be logging a bug. Now it's developer's headache to make sure that the code, to make changes in the code so that it meets the customer requirements.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Understood?
Yes.
yeah, basically we are going to pick the bug and report them. That's it, no?
Yeah, we
So
will be
maybe
just picking up
tell
the bug and reporting it. If it is
we are not going to correct anything.
no, it is developer's job to correct it. We as a tester, what are we supposed to do as a tester? Okay, this is working as per the customer requirements. Yes, cool, it's working. That's our main aim. If it is not working, our aim is just to log the bug and leave it. Once the fix
Okay.
is done by the developer, it will come back to us. Okay, this is fixed.
For retesting again.
Yeah, for retesting it again.
Okay.
So our job is only to identify the bug and logging it into the bug tracking tool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. But this verification and validation will be both for projects and products, everything.
Yeah, it will be for everything. This is the basic verification
Yeah.
validation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Anyone else has any questions?
No, I think it's all good
Okay,
so far.
nice. Let's move on.
Excuse me, I have a question.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said the verification is a developer job, but the tester job, he has to write the tester plan and tester case, which is documentation.
Yeah.
So, um, so why the verification it will be a developer job?
Okay. So as a tester, what are we supposed to do? We would not be writing a code, right? It's the developer who would be writing a code. So for us, only the customer requirement is important, which will be in the planning process, right? We would be getting a customer requirement in the planning process. We need, based on the customer requirements, we need to write the test cases and we need to come up with a test plan.
Yeah,
Correct? Okay.
yeah.
The design of that software, okay, the software, it has to it has to be developed, and how the development is by the development team, that is the developers. They themselves can code and develop it, right?
So you mean the developer who like he or she will design like it's like diagrams.
Yeah, yeah, they will be designing it.
Or you mean the documents here it's like diagrams and like structure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, correct.
yeah. But the test plan and test case is just a job.
Yeah, it's a tester's job.
Okay.
So
Okay.
based on the development, whatever they have designed, and keeping customer requirements in mind, we would be developing a test plan and test cases. The first stage is development's job, right? They have to design the software based on the requirements from the customers. Correct, Sasha?
Yep.
Yeah. Sasha, you understood?
Yeah, you're talking about SDLC, I guess.
Yes.
SDLC, the design and yeah, okay, I got it. That's the design part of it, right? And so which the developer takes care, and we have to see that whether the design part is correct or wrong.
Yes, yes, right. I'll just explain
And
the SDLC method now. You'll get
okay,
a bit more clear for you.
okay, sorry, but and the validation part you said it's tester job or developer job?
It's a tester's job mostly because we will be validating the software against the customer requirements, if it is working fine or not. So there are different types
Executing
of
the part is
I said, as I told
the
you, black box, gray box, white box, functional, different types of testing which will be covered in further classes. For now, you just understand. See, I'll just show you. You see this diagram? This
yes.
business requirement analysis, software requirement analysis, design. This is called verification. Okay. We will only be involved in business requirement, whatever we get, and software requirement. These are the only two things where testers are involved. That too, just to understand what the software is supposed to do. For us to write the test cases. Got it? Design, the developer would be designing.
We can use waterfall and
Yeah, there are different techniques like waterfall, agile, V model. I'll be discussing this in the further classes, but I'm just giving you an example. There are different types like V model, waterfall model, agile methodology, and iterative method. There are different types. So, for example, this you consider as a waterfall where you get the business requirement. Once you get the business requirement, you will even get software requirements, right? So business requirement, software requirement, and design is verification. The blue one is there, right? This is verification. That is, you need to review the document. Once you review the document from customer, then only you can design the software, right? Okay, got it?
yes, okay, thank you.
So once you get the documents, okay, you will be reviewing it. okay, to understand what the software is supposed to do. As a tester, you will just attend this meeting. Okay, this is the requirement. Just to keep, you will not be involved much. You just need to understand what the requirement is for you to draft the test cases. I'll tell you what test cases is everything. But for now, you just understand. You get the business requirement. Okay. Then you would be analyzing the business and software requirements, and then the developer would design, okay, my software is supposed to do work like this by coding. Got it? See the flow. After business requirement analysis, it would be design. After design, they would code it. After coding, it would come to testers. What testers supposed to do? There are different types of testing. First is acceptance testing. Okay, is the software behaving as the user acceptance? If yes, no need to log any bug. If it is not, you have to log bug and give it back to the developers. This is the first phase, user acceptance testing. Okay, I'll explain you all these user acceptance, system testing, integration testing in the future classes. For now, just understand this difference between verification and validation. The green color part is there, right? We are involved. That is validation. And blue color part is verification, where developers are getting involved. Got it?
Yeah.
And what is SDLC and STL? You see there is in unit testing this half green, half blue.
Yeah.
So what does it mean? After coding, even developer do their own set of testing. That is unit testing. As I told you, before 2000, only developer used to do only unit testing. Okay, this is working as accepted. But unit testing would not help much. They have to know, they have to do different types of system testing, integration testing, acceptance testing, UAT testing. I'll tell you all these different types of testing in future classes. For now, just understand the difference between verification and validation.
So these UAT system and all that will the developer will do by himself, right?
No,
and then give it to.
No. Only unit testing would be done by developer.
Or other things should be done by the tester.
Yeah, we will be doing it. I'll tell you
Okay.
what is this difference between the other things.
Okay.
Now,
Got it.
you understood verification, validation, everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sasha, you understood?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, it should be clear now, right, with the diagram?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Now I'll just give you one thing, important link. These are the important links, okay? When you go into this QA training details, you will be getting to know what and all will be covered in this session. So it will be for how many days this session will go on, and what are the course contents which would be covered. You will get all the details in QA training details, okay? This is the link. And this is knowledge base information, and knowledge base link is once you pay your fee, you will have access to all these materials, whichever I am covering, even the videos. All these links you would get. You can go anytime. It's a lifetime access and get all the information over there. And this knowledge assessment module is once your course is completed, you'll have mock interviews, which would help you for the facing the interviews. It's like, okay, in interview what they might ask is being covered here, knowledge assessment module, and you will be more confident before attending the interview. And after the course is completed, I'll help you with resume preparation as well. Okay?
Okay, that means all these things are the different informations you are giving to us.
Yeah.
Provided by you.
Provided by the Mindsmap.
Yeah.
Can I have all your contact details and like contact number and email ID? Can you ping me in the chat? Private chat. Everyone?
Okay, in the chat box.
Yeah.
Okay.
Marcin, Robin, Ritul, Sasha, everyone?
Yeah.
With your contact number, please.
Oh.
make it in a single tab and send me, no? Contact number and email ID so that it would be easy to track. See the way the Karen is sent, huh? Yeah. Vaidehi? Vaidehi?
I'm sending.
Yeah.
Just
So you guys had any, how did you feel the first demo class? Are you able to understand?
Yes,
Yeah,
I like the participation too.
even I liked it. And demo class, excuse me. So you'll be continuing, Pooja, right? Or
Yeah, yeah, I will be continuing.
for the whole
Yeah.
course of the time?
Yes, I would do that.
Okay. Excuse me.
Yes, when is the next session?
I think Surender may help you with all these details. Can you contact him?
All right.
Okay, I'll just tell him to give you all the send all the details on your mail ID, or he might get back to you. Imran, did you understand?
Yes, I did understand. Unfortunately, I don't think I missed anything because before I took this course, I watched a video of a demo class from before taught by Sachin.
Okay.
So I caught everything earlier.
Yeah, this is just a demo class. This will be covered in further classes as well, so you will not miss anything. This is just for
Yes.
basic understanding of software testing, how it works. That's it.
Right.
Okay, one small question. How long will it be? At least that much you can tell, I think.
What, the course?
Yeah.
I think it should be around 36 hours to 40 hours probably. If it
Yeah, I mean, yeah, without the weekend, this thing, right?
so weekly 3 days you might have
3 days, okay.
for around 20
Weekly 3 days,
hours.
yeah, for 36
Yeah,
hours.
yeah. It
Every day
depends
1 hour or
if
more or less.
sorry, yeah, it's more or less. If the course is, if you guys have still, you need some information, we can extend it as well. It's based on how we carry forward. It's not
Okay.
compulsion, but yes.
Yeah. So the minimum is 36 hours, maximum is 40 hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's nothing called maximum.
Yeah, I know. So till we get the job, we'll be behind you.
Yeah, sure.
Once we are into
Yeah, anytime.
yeah. Okay.
Why?
Okay, sorry, I have a question.
Yeah.
Sorry, what happens if I miss a class or something? You know, will we be able to go through that details of the class the next day, or?
Yeah. You will be having access for the knowledge base, whichever the link I'm sharing, right? You need to go to that link and you will find my video, online video.
Okay, so will it cover the video as well, right? Because not just the notes. It should each. Okay.
Videos will be covered. So any doubt, and that too for lifetime. Anytime you have any doubt, you can go back and go through the videos. And in the next class, if you have any doubt, I will always be available to clear all your doubts. And initial 15 minutes would be clearing all your doubts, whoever has any doubts, and discussing about the assignment, whichever is being provided, if you have any doubts regarding it. So first 10 to 15 minutes would be spent on that. And later we'll be revising the previous class, whatever is being done.
So, okay, cool.
it would be easy for you guys also, because there might be a gap of 3-4 days and you tend to forget, right?
Yeah. Okay. So what days are the classes during the weekdays? Is it like Fridays or?
I think it should be a Monday. I think Surender can guide you regarding this, because even I have no much idea on when the classes will be.
Okay.
So it should be weekly 3 days. That is for sure. It depends.
Okay.
Any other questions? Sasha, Vaidehi?
So about these links and all, Surendra will going to tell
Yes,
us.
yes.
The one you displayed on the screen.
He'll be giving you some username and passwords, and then you will be able to access it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, then see ya.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Pooja.
Yeah.
Thank you, Pooja. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Pooja. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Pooja.
Thanks. Have a nice day.
Yeah.
And you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
You have a
Okay,
nice
good
day.
night.
Bye-bye.